I'm a teacher by profession, and I love traveling and painting. This is a little about me.
Okay.
So I'm also
Okay, that's great.
curious to know and share your thoughts with my audience.
Yeah, okay, sure, sir. So first of all, I'm very happy to see you, and I'm from India. You are from Sri Lanka. So, going to introduce. Before going to introduce, thank you for give me this opportunity. I'm very happy to see you. So, as an introduction, this is Prem Singh Rawat from India in Uttarakhand district, Pauri Gadwal. And I'm a blazer right now. I'm connecting with you from my place. Regarding my profession, I'm English teacher in private school. About my qualification, I'm B.Ed and postgraduate in English. My native language is Hindi and my regional dialect is Gadwali. So as a teacher, I'm doing practice here. That's why, because of my native language is Hindi, sir.
Okay, it's interesting, no? And my mother tongue is Sri Lankan Sinhalese. The
Okay.
majority of the Sri Lankan people are Sinhalese, unlike India. In India, there are about more than 22 official languages spoken. I came to know from people like you. And I know there are lots of dialects and there are lots of languages spoken. And we are also aware, as Sri Lankans, we are also aware of the language Hindi, and we watch a lot of Hindi movies as well as we watch a lot of Indians. We listen to Indian songs, and so we are quite similar in appearance as well. So it gives me pleasure having this conversation with you. So
Okay.
I would like to know more about you and how did you learn English and uh, why did you want to learn English when you were a child? Maybe after school you have started learning. I would like to know.
Yeah, okay. So great question, sir, from your side. Already I mentioned that my native language is Hindi because I am from India and my dialect is Gadwali. So these languages, Hindi and my local dialect Gadwali, every time we do use it in speaking, right? So and I'm English teacher. I teach English subject. So it is hard for me to if I will not do practice every day because I have not English surrounding and I have taken my all education in Hindi medium, right? So as an English teacher, it is very necessary for me. That's why I'm totally depend on artificial atmosphere. But sir, it is my, you can say good luck and it is my privilege because I'm talking with a foreign pupil from Sri Lanka,
So do
right?
I.
Yeah, and you are teacher. So if I say something about my English journey, so I have been learning English last 1 year and I'm a teacher. I have 15 years teaching experience. Second thing is that, I'm using different types of applications, Hybro, Be Angrez, CB, Open Talk, two, three friends, WhatsApp groups, because if I'll do practice every day. So because consistency is very important, sir. If I will not maintain my consistency regarding English speaking, so I will stuck. So uh, you know, in front of you, I am not a teacher. In front of you, I am a learner.
Sure. I also consider myself uh, as a co-learner. I don't want to be recognized as a teacher because it doesn't matter whether you are a teacher or a student or an attendant in a hospital or a laborer on the road. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So the most important thing is to have the curiosity, have the patience, and have the need to learn, have the thirst for learning. So, if any person has that objective in mind, he will definitely be carried by the wind of success.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is how I feel. Yeah. So it's lovely having this chat with you. And um, you said that you learned in your mother tongue or the dialect when you were a child. So that means you started learning after school English. Then
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah. Yeah, actually, I have taken my all education from Hindi medium, but during schooling, I studied English as a subject, right? Not as a language.
yeah.
And right now, I'm English teacher because I have, required qualification for the English teacher. So now I am learning English as a language, right? And because it is very necessary for speaking. Second thing is that, sir, during the speaking we should treat English as a language, not as a subject.
Not as a subject. Yeah. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
And I'm teacher, I have 15 uh, years teaching experience, but I am doing lots of grammatical mistake because it is not our fault. It is global language, it is second language, it is international language. So if I will do practice every day, definitely I will correct my grammatical mistakes. I will reduce my hesitation. I will get confidence.
Sure. So it
Yeah,
is so it's completely common for making mistakes, right?
yeah,
Even in our mother tongue, we sometimes make mistakes. So
correct.
so English is not our native language, we tend to make mistakes, right? Even when we were students, even when we after we became teachers, sometimes we made mistakes and we are able to rectify it. You can make it correct once again. So the most important thing while I was having this chat with you, you said the consistency. I think it plays a major part when it
Yeah,
comes to speaking, because everybody knows English. In school they were taught English to write, to read, but not to speak. The ultimate objective of learning a language is to speak and communicate with other people. Uh, Unfortunately, most of the people in the world uh, lack that. So in the past, when they were in schools, the people of now of age 40, 50, they didn't have that background. Nowadays, I think the most of the time people have the environment. As you said, you learn through some certain apps, applications on mobile phones, and yeah, there's a lot of availability as well as affordability as opportunities. Then I think people can easily uh, indulge in this language. Uh, just because of the development of technology, you and I are here today. So if we want to record, we can record, and then we can observe the mistakes that we are making during this conversation. So it's, I think, great opportunity for everybody. And you said, uh, yeah, the most recognized problem is the lack of environment. So
yeah,
nowadays we can artificially build it. Uh, you can just if I comment on myself based on my experiences. Uh, I start learning in schools as usual. Like in India, in Sri Lanka, English is taught as a second language in Sri Lankan school syllabus. Uh, it was regarded as a subject to evaluate your English written skills. But yeah, even in nowadays, in schools, only the grammar is tested. Although the syllabus is uh, based on all the four major skills: reading, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Uh, Only two skills are regarded as uh, actually are taught in schools, just reading and speaking. So children are taught to write and read, not to speak. But the school syllabus consists of all those major skills. The problem is the people or the students who are from rural areas, they find lack of resource, lack of opportunities uh, to become fluent and mastering this language. So I think it's even visible in India.
Yeah, you are right. So, sir, I want to know from your side, you are professionally, you are teacher. So, which subject do you teach and
I
why are you learning English? Because I know very well that English is not your native language. So, how did you improve your communication skills in English? And is are you sorry? Are you English medium student?
No, I never had that the background. As I'm from Sri Lanka and southern part of Sri Lanka, which is 115 kilometers away from the main city, Colombo, and I'm
Okay,
from Goal, southern part of Sri Lanka, and so from the city I live 24 kilometers away from the city, so that becomes uh, more rural again,
okay,
and so in schools, I learned through Sinhala medium, which is my mother tongue Sinhalese. And those days, nobody wanted to speak English in rural areas, right?
hmm,
Even parents didn't want us to learn English. They just sent us to school and we learned whatever is taught in schools. So there were
okay.
no aim even for
Hmm.
us. So there were no role models to follow. And but after my O level examinations, uh, when I was in grade 12 or 13, uh, in those days, people start learning English and they have classes. There were tutors who taught English grammar, not the spoken language, but there were the spoken speaking was not practiced. Only the leaflets, books were given. But yeah, when we if we want to speak or if you want to enhance your speaking skills, definitely you need somebody to talk to,
Yeah.
right? You can't just go through once again, learn through books how to become better at speaking. So what I was telling you, and after 21, when I turned 21 years of age, I learned from a tutor who taught me a basic solid grammar foundation, and I was able to learn the language then. But even in those classes, speaking was not regarded as a skill to be developed among the students. But we learned grammar, so that was an advantage at that time. And after that, I had invitation. I was invited to uh, teach at tuition centers, physical tuition centers in my area. So I started giving tuitions when I have
Okay.
free time. And after that, I was lucky enough to get qualified to the Teachers College. And I learned 2 consecutive years there under 14 subjects.
Okay.
Yeah, because in Teachers College in Sri Lanka, we have to identify the children and their mentality, their financial situations, and we have to understand the students' background. So in Teachers College, we were taught 14 subjects to enhance the teaching career. And we there were uh, four major subjects. ELT, English Learning Teaching Methodology, and then we learned principles of education, and then we learned measurement, how to evaluate the students' progress, and making charts and writing lesson plans, things like that. They were the major subjects, and English literature as well, a bit. And then the other aesthetic subjects and physical subjects, as in colleges, these were usually taught. So in that college time, during that college time, I have a few friends whom I can share my thoughts in English. But after the teachers college, I I I was put into the same basket, having no friends to speak with, and although as even when we are teachers, we don't if we don't have the background, if you don't have the environment, even in an artificial way, as you mentioned earlier, we don't find the consistency. If you have been able to have communicate with people consecutively, I think this is very important. That you made a great point earlier.
Yeah,
So now
okay.
let me know. So now you have the background. Do you have the background? Do you have any friends whom you can have a chat in English on daily basis, or maybe uh, once a fortnight, apart from these applications?
Yeah, no, sir. Actually, I have two, three WhatsApp group. So when I get chance, so sometime I use WhatsApp, those WhatsApp groups to enhance my communication skills. And I belong to rural area, village area. It is hilly area, right? So every time we speak our local dialect here, so it is hard for me to maintain my English consistency. So totally I depend on the Skype application, and when I get chance, so sometime I use applications like already I mentioned that Hybro application, 20 minutes free of cost, CB 30 minutes free of cost, and because I'm interested to learn it, sir, on the behalf of English teacher, right? So sir, my question is that from my side to you, you are from Sri Lanka, so have you been any part of India?
No, I haven't been to India, but I would love to. I would love to travel to India because I have watched a lot of videos about India, especially the hill countries. I would love to have. I would love to have the experience in snow skiing, like in Shimla and Manali. Right,
Okay.
I've seen videos, beautiful videos, and there are some YouTubers in Sri Lanka from Sri Lanka who travel to India to bring the Indian culture, Indian food. I followed those YouTubers too, and sometimes Indian people come here, YouTubers or the visitors, and they have made a lot of videos about Sri Lanka and the most populous tourist area in Sri Lanka, and I've watched them too. And India, I know it's a big country, huge country, uh, but when it comes to Sri Lanka, when we travel or when we go on holidays, for Sri Lankans, apart from the economic situations, a person can, a wealthy person can, or affordable person who can afford to travel can cover Sri Lanka in a week maybe, just because of the area is very small. Sri Lanka is 60 times smaller than India. Uh, so in India, I know if you want to travel to another state, it takes long. But in Sri Lanka, I have seen even in these books, Sri Lanka, the book says Sri Lanka, there are statements. Sri Lanka has the great climate, just because being an island, as well as with the area of kilometers. Just imagine I'm from Galle, and if I want to reach out to the main city, the capital city of Sri Lanka, I can just reach in through highway, expressway. I can just reach Colombo in 1.5 hour. And then if you want to go to Kandy from Colombo, or the central part of Sri Lanka, you can also reach Kandy in 2 hours. So in Kandy, you can also reach Jaffna. Maybe you may have heard that city, Jaffna, which is close to the southern part of India. And you can also reach into 4 hours. So in Sri Lanka, you can, if you travel to Sri Lanka one day, right? Just be my guest if you are traveling to Sri Lanka,
Okay, okay. Thank
uh,
you.
and I will take you around, and you can have the different type of climates. So in the southern part of Sri Lanka, which is very popular among the tourists, as a beach, sandy beaches with seafoods. And if you travel to Nuwara, it's like in your area, it's a bit chilly and cold. So you can have the different types of climatic changes. So if you go to Jaffna, it's hot. It's really hot. And so you can have different types of experience. If you go to Ella, you see lots of beautiful waterfalls, and you can go hiking and jungle trekking. So there are lots of things Sri Lanka has to offer.
Okay. So my other question is that, you know, uh, you are teacher, so do you during the teaching do you use bilingual method, or only you teach in English language or in your native language?
Bilingual methods, just because uh, the students I find they haven't learned English medium through English medium, so their mother tongue is Sinhalese. So if I go and start teaching them in English, they would definitely be out of the track. They will not catch up what I'm going to do. But it is good if there's a certain community, or if we can teach students, a group of students, a particular group of students as a tutor, we could do that. We have to consider their level of English and understanding. But it's easier for people who have learned English, and then we can teach them through English medium until they become developed until certain level. Yeah, I teach them through bilingual languages uh, just because of the environment.
Okay. So, so sir, I want to know from your side, which qualities should have a teacher, and how we can improve our English. I have two questions for you.
Yeah, you mean qualities mean related to language?
No. Qualities of the teacher.
Overall teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, as I was telling you, we in teachers college we were trained. Before I was selected to the teachers college. I gave grammar classes. I taught in grammar classes, physical classes. But those days, actually, I did not have that kind of uh, the experience to identify the students' background.
Okay.
And after I was graduated from that teachers college, I was able to uh, think deep in different ways. Just because we can't just go into a classroom and start teaching, which is available in the textbooks, because every student is different from each other, one another. So we have to consider what in the student's point of view as well. When we go to the classroom, I know it's very hard task to do, right? When the children, it's very hard for teachers to handle a classroom, I know in my experience. But we know that we should also have to be patient with the students. And I think uh, if there's something interesting in a lesson, if you are able to create an opportunity, create an environment in a lesson, certain lesson, uh, I think we can, or as a teacher, you can grab the attention of the students. So just imagine that you are going to a noisy classroom where there are very difficult, tough students are learning. Yeah, if you think out of the box and create an atmosphere which most of them, let's say not everybody, the majority of the classroom uh, can be attracted to that particular um, lesson, so then the lesson will be successful. Just for example, just imagine, yeah, there's a lessons in your textbooks, right? and you want to teach the students that. Just let's say it's about introductions or the self introduction, right? You can create an atmosphere, which is maybe you can ask the weaker student to say one word or two lines, okay? And if you are able to keep on uh, creating such kind of activities, I think in the students' perspective of view, I think the lessons will be successful and the learning teaching method will be interesting for everybody.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is
Thank you,
one
sir.
thing I can just say.
Mhm. So, and how we can improve our English, sir? Even we are not native speaker. I mean, we are not English speaker. So, in this case, how we can improve our English?
So it depends on the persons and the methods that we are following. First of all, I would like to say, if I talk my personal experiences, if I share my experiences with you, yeah, when back then when I was learning, I had no friends to talk to, and even in families, nobody spoke English, and there was no interest among the family members, even in the neighborhood, in colleges. Yeah, but I always wanted to speak well, just because I can get to know about the cultures, different cultures, and the diversity of the people, uh, and uh, and I also wanted to speak as well as learn, not to speak in the first place. I just wanted to learn, just because I can explore the world. Yeah, I knew, when the internet came by, all right, if we wanted to explore or surf the internet, we should be able to speak or read or uh, understand English, the language. So that brought me here, and that arouses my curiosity.
Okay.
Right. Then what I did, as you asked me, I did so many things when I had no friends, when I had no background, environment, atmosphere. I Those days I had a foot cycle when I was going to my tuition classes. Then what I did was, after the class, when I was riding back home, I had the habit of speaking to myself. I used to speak to myself, right? When it's getting dark, I was riding my bicycle home, and nobody was there to laugh at me and my mistakes. So
Okay.
I used to talk to myself, and I tried sometimes, after watching an English movie those days. Even those days, I was a keen uh, movie lover, and I tried to pronounce the words, and especially before the internet was available, I was listening to radios, English radios. In Sri Lanka, there
Yeah.
were private and governmental radio stations that I could tune on. Even now, when I am alone, I listen to those channels. So when the internet was not there, when YouTube was not available, I used to listen to the radio in English radio stations. That helped me a lot, and I tried to imitate the presenters, the announcers, especially the advertisements, because sometimes the advertisements are
In
let's
two
say
forms.
it's about introductions or the self introduction, right? You can create an atmosphere, which is maybe you can ask the weaker student to say one word or two lines, okay? And if you are able to keep on uh, creating such kind of activities, I think in the students' perspective of view, I think the lessons will be successful and the learning teaching method will be interesting for everybody.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is
Thank you,
one
sir.
thing I can just say.
Mhm. So, and how we can improve our English, sir? Even, we are not native speaker. I mean, we are not English speaker. So, in this case, how we can improve our English?
So it depends on the persons and the methods that we are following. First of all, I would like to say, if I talk my personal experiences, if I share my experiences with you, yeah, when back then when I was learning, I had no friends to talk to, and even in families, nobody spoke English, and there was no interest among the family members, even in the neighborhood, in colleges. Yeah, but I always wanted to speak well, just because I can get to know about the cultures, different cultures, and the diversity of the people, uh, and uh, and I also wanted to speak as well as learn, not to speak in the first place. I just wanted to learn, just because I can explore the world. Yeah, I knew, when the internet came by, all right, if we wanted to explore or surf the internet, we should be able to speak or read or uh, understand English, the language. So that brought me here, and that arouses my curiosity.
Okay.
Right. Then what I did, as you asked me, I did so many things when I had no friends, when I had no background, environment, atmosphere. I Those days I had a food cycle when I was going to my tuition classes. Then what I did was, after the class, when I was riding back home, I had the habit of speaking to myself. I used to speak to myself, right? When it's getting dark, I was riding my bicycle home, and nobody was there to laugh at me and my mistakes. So
Okay.
I used to talk to myself, and I tried sometimes, after watching an English movie those days. Even those days, I was a keen uh, movie lover, and I tried to pronounce the words, and especially before the internet was available, I was listening to radios, English radios. In Sri Lanka, there were private and governmental radio stations that I could tune on. Even now, when I am alone, I listen to those channels. When the internet was not there, when YouTube was not available, I used to listen to the radio in English radio stations. That helped me a lot, and I tried to imitate the presenters, the announcers, especially the advertisements, because sometimes the advertisements are in two forms in Sri Lanka, my mother tongue, Sinhalese, and the same advertisement is broadcast on radio in English. So the phrases are catchy, phrases are similar. So I can guess uh, what that meant in that English uh, advertisements without looking up in a dictionary, the words looking up in a dictionary. So it was also helpful. And then the internet came by, and so there are, lots of things are available. We were exposed to the language, to the world as well. In that period, after listening to the radios, after talking to myself, when the mobile came was available, I started recording earlier at the beginning, before the smartphone came. Uh, I started recording. Earlier, I used to talk to myself. Now I have a new method, new device. I can record myself, what I'm saying,
Okay.
and I can also post, when post and see and go back and see what mistakes I made.
Mhm.
So I can correct my mistakes by myself, without
Okay.
giving anybody to judge me, to judge my learning. Then after that, I started recording. When the video was available, I started recording my own videos. Even nowadays, even today, I made some videos, but I never published on YouTube or internet. But then I can uh, observe the mistakes, and also this I can also identify my strength as well. After that helped me a lot, and then uh, I felt like, I just listen to the radios, I just record myself, and I started watching YouTube videos, especially the podcasts. And
Okay.
I was fond of listening. I'm fond of listening to English songs, so that helped me a lot also. Certain podcasts, and also I have some preference on YouTube. Like I watched a few certain channels.
Hmm.
I would mention speech with subtitles.
Okay.
That's a YouTube. I think it's also Indian based one, and
Yeah, yeah.
TEDx. Uh, there are some Dubai based YouTube channels and American based YouTube channels. So I was able to capture a lot of fillers, words, vocabulary. Uh, at the same time, I watch YouTube videos. At the same time, I also refer to books like this.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I think also listening, speaking, reading, I think these all other skills also help a person to become better at speaking or the command, the language, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I'm agree with your all points, sir. There are four skills: LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, writing, to learn any language, right? And it is language, sir. If you'll do practice every day, so definitely will become fluent speaker. But it is language. It will take time, and totally depends on the practice of the person, because
Sure,
practice makes everyone perfect.
sure.
Okay,
It is true.
and yeah. So, sir,
I
my
agree.
yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, it is true. Uh, if if you just look at my YouTube videos, I had a conversation with a YouTuber, but I think it did not go well, so I didn't publish it well. It was my first time. I was not totally satisfied, but after having, it's been just 2 months. Uh, I'm here.
Mhm.
It's been just 2 months. 2 months ago, I was invited by a YouTuber from India because I requested them. Then I was invited, and I was added to this Skype group. Uh, when I was having my first conversation, I think it was totally disaster. But after having this might be 10th, 15th conversation I'm having. Now I feel a lot of confidence. Even though I was a teacher, it was not easy for me.
Mhm.
Right now, after 2 months, I think I'm getting a little bit of satisfaction. Uh, Now I'm really happy to have a chat with you. It made me,
Okay.
it made a good opportunity for me to have a better conversation with you.
Okay. So thank you, sir. And I think it is enough for today because it is lengthy conversation.
Lengthy conversation, yeah.
So now I want to wrap up this conversation. So please allow me to leave it.
Sure, definitely. It's a pleasure talking to you. I would love to have another conversations on a different topic. And let's goodbye from each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are right, sir. Okay. So thank you very much, sir, giving me your precious time. And really, it was the nice conversation with you. I'm very happy and I'm very eager to talk with you more. And after some time, I will connect with you and we will talk with different topic. And in that topic, I will show you my village scenery. Okay. Because my village is similar, Simla, Manali.
Wow.
Yeah. So in daytime, I will show you my geographical condition of this area. Okay. So sir, right now, I'm from India, so time is 10:46 p.m. So in Sri Lanka, what is time running there?
Exactly the same. We belong to the same time zone.
Okay. Okay. So thank you, sir. Okay. Good night. Bye.
Bye. Take care. And goodbye from Sri
Okay.
Lanka.
Okay. Bye from India.